My name again is Joe Robach. I have had the honor and privilege of being your state senator for this last 6 years, and I think if I have to sum it up quickly, the hallmark of my term has been, I believe that there's been no one in Albany that has stood up more for fairness and equity for our region than myself, and also for change in Albany. First, let me talk parochially about Rochester. The game in Albany, oftentimes, time and time again, is really geographic politics. Pools of money are created. How they're distributed can be very manipulated. Oftentimes, we find ourselves having to have a dialogue with New York City, whether it's money for education, whether it's money for capital projects, even health care, the reimbursement rates for Medicaid, somewhat affected by the legislature. When anyone's been the governor, Democrat or Republican, and there has not been something that's been fair for Rochester, time and time again, at the forefront of that, highlighting even sometimes the media and trying to rectify that, getting the pulse of the people, it is myself. I love talking. I don't love talking about myself, but it's important this time in this year more than ever. It's easier to fight for resources when you have more money going out. When you don't, and we're at a time period where we're tightening our belt, the last thing we need is people to say we should disproportionately only drive that money to one part of the state. And, you know, it is amazing to me, when Kodak and Xerox were struggling, and we were making loud noise, joining in a bipartisan way with Mayor Duffy, Mayor Johnson, sometimes the folks in New York City weren't too sympathetic. But now that they're having a blip on Wall Street, they think we automatically ought to roll over and let them sing the song. We have to work together to do the right thing for every part of the state. I'm not just saying I'll do it. I've done it time and time again, and with your support, I'll continue. Also, when you talk about change, the changes we've made, and I paid a price even trying to get redistricted out of my district for standing up to Mr. Silver on budget reform and a terrible redistricting. Some of the changes that we've made in the budget process, using joint conference committees, open to the public, transparent, the media can come in and cover those meetings, are all steps in the right direction. We need to do more, but I've stood up and done those things to get that. Recently, a lot of people have talked about campaign financing and information. I was very happy that a bill that I sponsored in the Assembly, incorporated into a program bill by Attorney General Cuomo, has now been dubbed Project Sunlight. So for those of you that use a computer, you can go online, look at every place we get money from and how we're spending that money in the campaigns, even to add more integrity. So whether it's been standing up for Rochester, standing up for change, and believe me, I could give you a lot more examples, I've done that. It's made a difference. Keeping nurses in schools where they absolutely belong. Even right now, we're in a fight over daycare. You don't see me pointing a finger or being partisan. We're getting resources. I'm trying to call more and more people in to solve these things, whatever it may be. I would like to continue to do that. The other thing that I would be remiss if I didn't mention, you know, I've been here many times. Jan's been kind enough to invite me to talk about health care proxies, senior health care, what we can do preventively, what we can do with our finances, what's going on in the budget. I think I've been here almost every year I've been in office. You don't just see me at election time. I'm not only here at St. John's, I'm in every part of this district, rich and poor, urban and suburban, because I feel it's my honor and privilege to represent this community, and I owe that. Is it a tremendous time commitment? Absolutely. Is it the right thing to do? It absolutely is. And I do think it separates people apart, not only the time commitment, but the willingness to stand up, not just to rail against the other side, but stand up when it's your own side and they're trying to do something wrong, whether it's bad redistricting, more money to only one part of the state, or even sometimes worse things than that. But we've done that time and time again, and with your support, I've had the honor and privilege of representing this district, and I feel that through hard work, hopefully you agree, I've earned the right to ask for your support again. Thanks for your time. Thanks for letting me be here tonight.